Welcome to a lesson by the National Ready Mixed Concrete Association. The lesson consists of a video followed by a short quiz. Hello, and welcome to another video series lesson from the National Ready Mixed Concrete Association. As you know, NRMCA's video series titled Job Site Chute Rinse-Off dealt with how to manage post-delivery rinse-off of concrete remnants on mixer truck chutes and then where to perform those activities. However, all of this concerned activities strictly performed at job sites. This lesson today, however, we'll focus on what drivers and concrete producers need to consider for mixer truck washout once a truck arrives back at the ready-mix plant. Considerations shown by mixer truck driver trainers in this video will include return concrete management, portable chute rinse-off management, the steps associated with mixer truck washout, and the different types of equipment companies are using to assist with mixer truck washout. So, let's get started. A driver's main task is to wash out the drum so the accumulation and buildup of concrete adhering to the inside of the drum and its fins are reduced. Now, we want to remove as much of the return concrete as possible because it helps with the drum's maintenance. Additionally, for every pound of concrete that you remove, you can carry 1 more pound of fresh concrete in the next day's load. As outlined in other lessons, this procedure generally starts before a driver leaves the job sites throughout the day. Rinsing off hoppers, drum blades, and chutes with about 5 to 15 gallons of water from the truck's water tank assures buildup of fresh concrete is minimized as much as possible from load to load. Now that the post-delivery chute rinse-off has occurred, it is time to return to the plant and to manage the returned concrete in the drum and determining the process of washing out the drum to not only maintain the truck and drum in good condition, but possibly for making another delivery as well. Once a driver returns to the ready-mix concrete plant after delivering a load, before the mixer truck can be washed out, there are a number of issues to consider. Is there still concrete in the drum? Is there portable chute rinse-off equipment that needs to be managed? Are there company-specific requirements for truck management before washing out? Depending on the answers to these questions and potentially others, will determine a driver's and the company's process once a truck returns to the plant and before it can be washed out. So, let's explore some examples. One option for return concrete is to dump it onto an existing return concrete pile for managing later. Another example is to windrow the still plastic concrete in narrow strips and then once hardened can be managed by a front-end loader. Some producers use a mechanical reclaimer to separate aggregates and cementitious products for recycling into future batches of concrete. Maybe one of the most common return concrete management processes is to mold concrete blocks that can be used as retaining walls around the plant and for resale. Your company may decide, when appropriate, to batch new material on top of the return concrete in accordance with ASTM C1798. No matter what procedures are used, the concrete delivery professional must always wear the proper PPE when performing these tasks. Many ready-mix concrete producers use various equipment attached to the mixer truck for chute rinse-off at the job site. These devices may come with buckets or containers that need to be managed once back at the plant.
The equipment may require screens to be cleaned, hoses to drain, and tanks to be flushed as a part of the routine maintenance when returning from the job site. Once again, all proper PPE should be worn. Now, let's cover the actual truck washout procedure. First, locate and then pull up to your washout platform. If you've taken off any of your PPE on the ride back to the plant, it needs to be put back on before you leave the cab. At a minimum, that includes your hard hat, safety vest, safety glasses with side shields, and gloves. Your other task while in the cab is to set the drum speed to no more than a 2 RPM rotation speed or totally stop the drum from rotating. This is for your safety while on the washout platform. Now, you're ready to climb out of the cab. Remember, use the 3 points of contact until both feet are on the ground. Many ready-mix concrete producers may use any one of several different step-by-step sequences or methods for the plant truck rinse-off and the drum washout procedures. In this lesson, we're demonstrating just one of those step-by-step procedures. However, we urge you to follow your company's training and protocol at the plant for the step-by-step rinse-off and the drum washout procedures. Again, make a note. For our lesson, we're demonstrating only one of the many possible step-by-step procedures. Therefore, for our method, start by rinsing off all of your chutes and the other areas that can be reached with a spray hose from the ground. Never attempt to clean parts of your truck by climbing on chutes, fenders, fuel tanks, water tanks, the drum, or any other feature of your truck other than the washout platform. Keep the sprayer and the hose away from any moving part, including the drum and the rollers. Use extended brushes or other tools to clean areas that cannot be reached from the ground. An example might be your truck windows or even a liftable axle and its parts. Once done, climb up to either the mixer truck washout platform or the slump rack platform. To prevent yourself from accidentally slipping or falling, maintain 3 points of contact as you climb up. And remember, the ladder and the platform could be wet from other drivers who were here before you. Never climb the mixer truck ladder with the sprayer or the hose in your hand. You need both of your hands free for climbing. Another safety rule is to not spray the truck while standing on the mixer truck ladder. Now that you're on the mixer truck platform or the slump rack platform, you're also very close to the rotating drum. Therefore, always keep the sprayer and hose between you and the drum so that if you were to accidentally drop the sprayer or hose into the drum, the hose will not pull you into the drum. We cannot stress enough that it is extremely important that you keep all of your head, hands, arms, and feet well away from moving parts. You do so by never leaning over the railings, never reaching behind the guards, never reaching into the drum with your hands, arms, or other body parts, never sticking the sprayer or hose into the drum, and always wearing the proper PPE. When on either the mixer truck platform or the slump rack platform, first, rinse the drum's interior fins and then move to the drum walls. Start washing the drum at the front and then work your way back. Then, rinse off the top of the discharge hopper. Move on to the main chute. Next, rinse off the fold-down chute. Your washout process may follow different procedures if you hauled concrete with high cement content, low slump, small gravel, silica fume, certain admixtures, and old or hot concrete. These mixes can be sticky and harder to clean out. And in these circumstances, some producers add about 1,000 pounds of the largest aggregate available to the mixer truck drum at that time.
Whether using aggregates or not, what is the right amount of water to wash your drum out with. Generally, it takes 150 to 200 gallons to wash out a mixer drum, and in fact, using more than that may not get your drum any cleaner. Too much water weakens the tumbling action, if you will, in the drum, softens the intensity of the scrubbing that cleans the drum shell and the blades. The good news is, many producers install hoses and control nozzles on a timer at rinse stations to help drivers use the right amount of water.
Keep in mind that water may be added into your mixer truck drum either under the batch plant in the truck loading zone or at a completely different location with freestanding pipes discharging the water into the drum for washout. Regardless of whether the mixer truck has been under the batch plant or at a separate location, now that the water has been added, run the drum at half the mixing speed for 5 to 10 minutes with a few spins in the discharge direction without discharging the material. This way the rock and/or the water have a chance to scrub the mixing blades in the middle of the drum and the discharge blades in the rear of the drum. Repeat several times back and forth, always returning the engine RPM to idle while the drum direction is being switched. Discharge the aggregates and/or slurry in the appropriate place, and then rinse the truck mixer as you would for ordinary concrete. When finished, secure your hose, climb back down from either the slump rack rinse-out platform or the mixer truck platform using the 3 points of contact. Keep in mind, there are other methods to clean out the truck's drum that may require a smaller number of gallons of water for the drum washout. To reduce the amount of processed water generated in a truck washout procedure, some producers have begun to clean out mixer drums using a dry wash process, or what has been termed rock out. It too adds approximately 1,000 pounds of coarse aggregate in the drum. The drum is then turned at mixing speeds. The aggregate knocks the residue from the drum sides. The material in the drum is then windrowed. When windrowing your rocked out concrete, you should take care to minimize dust generation. Typically, it is placed into thin sections in order for the material to be broken easily by a front-end loader and stockpiled to await disposition the next day. Care must be taken to blend the material in such a manner that when introduced into a new batch of concrete, a very little of the drum residue material is incorporated into a single batch of concrete. Another method for handling washout is to use hydration stabilizing admixtures to stabilize the concrete residues in the drum. With this method, once all returned concrete has been discharged, add about 50 gallons of water and the suggested dosage of recycling admixtures to rinse mixer drums. Then, stop the mixer and rinse down the interior drum and fins with a hose. The resulting slurry is held on the truck and then incorporated into the first batch the following day. There are other systems that have spray nozzles located at the collection and the discharge hoppers that allow automated rinsing of the hopper, chute, fin, and drum areas. For more information on these systems, please contact the members of the Truck Mixer Manufacturers Bureau, or TMMB. And there are mechanical systems, such as the Drum Blaster Build-Up Control Technology system, in which the equipment combines with a narrow, elevated booth from which both mixer truck drivers or station operators activate a telescoping boom, tipped with multiple jets, directing water at high pressures to blast residual concrete from the drum wall and fins. In typical plant operations, the boom is set for 2 to 3 minute intervals or passes.
Thanks for joining us on this environmental lesson on mixer truck washout. Now, what I want to leave you with is that in my years in the ready-mix concrete industry, I have seen how we respect the environment by continually improving our daily processes, including how we manage water here at our plants. Over time, we have developed a system of best practices to remove daily concrete buildup in our trucks and to make sure that this important piece of equipment is well maintained, that shipping can be reduced and water can be carefully used as our respected tool. Remember, it is every mixer driver's responsibility to use water wisely so that our future generations have enough of this precious resource.
Our special thanks to MMC Materials Incorporated in Ridgeland, Mississippi, for allowing us to film at their facilities. Please do not log off. The short quiz will start after the video's credits.